Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. I want to share something in this video that I know is quite a serious issue for many of you watching, judging by emails I get, comments I read, and comments I read in the various groups that I'm a member of. It was certainly something that was a major issue for me during the first months and first year of my sobriety. Getting through withdrawal, if you've been a long-term addict of any sort, whether it's drugs, alcohol or both, as it was for myself, getting through that withdrawal, of course, is an extreme battle. It's an achievement. It's a fantastic achievement. And when you get through the other side and you suddenly become sober, particularly if you've been in addiction for a long time, there's a euphoria that surrounds that. And you come out the other side and you suddenly find yourself a sober person for the first time, certainly for myself, was many years. And you're in what they call the pink cloud, I suppose. A lot of people call it that, which is this buzz of euphoria. And I'm sober, I've done it, I've got through withdrawal, I never thought I'd do that, and here I am. And that may last for a few days. Some people it lasts for a good few weeks. And then suddenly, one day you'll look in the mirror, and it's the strangest feeling, but you won't like what you see. You won't recognize the person. You'll suddenly feel the euphoria will be gone, and you'll feel extremely flat. You'll feel lost. You'll feel, what the hell is going on here? You won't particularly like that person you're looking at. You may hate that person you're looking at. And you won't understand why, but you won't recognize yourself. And that's because obviously you've been masking every thought, feeling and emotion for many, many years, numbing it with alcohol or drugs or whatever your addiction is. And you also may not like the person that you were during that time, because inevitably during addiction we become selfish and maybe horrid people. You know, we hurt those that love us most. We cheat, we lie, we steal, we manipulate. We become people that we don't recognize and don't even like. You know, it's certainly myself. I couldn't look at myself in a mirror at that stage. You know, I'd just look away because our consciences disappear. We don't have a conscience, and therefore for all those years we live like that. We become different people. We become that person that was that person. We don't recognize. We're not the people, and we're not our true original selves. And suddenly when we become sober, all those thoughts, emotions, feelings, guilt, self-hatred, you know, regret, anger, pain come flooding back all at once after this pink cloud has evaporated, and we don't really understand what's happening. And then suddenly people are telling us, you've got to learn to love yourself, and we don't really understand what that means. We think it's unachievable. Why would we love this horrible person that we don't recognize when we look at them? And often our relations, you know, our relationships go to hell as well, because we suddenly become different people that those people don't recognize, and long-term relationships can fall apart, and it's a very confusing and horrible time. And in this video I want to give you 7 tips of ways to get around that, because people will bombard you with this. You've got to learn to love yourself, and you won't really understand what that means or how to achieve it, because I certainly didn't. And it's not a process that happens overnight. Obviously you've got to learn to be patient with yourself. It takes a long time, this process, and it's not something that, you know, you can read in a book how to do. It takes work, it takes self-discipline, it takes patience, time, effort. But at the end of the day, it's really, really worth it, because if you don't do this, let me tell you now that if you don't resolve this, if you don't learn to like and love yourself, whatever, inevitably you will not live a happy time at all, and you may fall back into addiction. You may relapse. Many people that I know have, because they haven't gone through this process. Because you'll get fed up with people saying you got to learn to love yourself. You go away. You won't want to hear it. But it's finding out how to do that. So these 7 tips, very quick tips. They take a lot of work, each one of them. Let me tell you now, it's not something that you can do overnight, as I say. And the first one is to watch your thoughts. The thing that sabotages you more than anything else will be this thing in here. The pit of snakes. Listen to your heart and gut always. That's what I say. But your thoughts will self-sabotage you. They'll tell you that you're a failure, that you're useless, that you're a horrible person. They'll sneak in. You've got to learn to be the watcher of those thoughts from the outside and recognize them for what they are. They're just going to sabotage you. So just try to disregard them. That takes effort and it takes time. But you've got to learn that they're not true. They're just going to sneak in there. Your mind will play tricks on you. It's inevitable as your mind heals and all your chemicals get back to normal again, that these things are going to sneak into your head, and you're going to have down days and up days, and you won't know where the hell you are. Listen to your thoughts. Number 2 is support. Your friendships are all going to change. You're going to have to change, because you have to look at those people that are your friends, and are they your using friends? Are you still mixing with those people who you were mixing with when you were in addiction? Because that can sabotage your self-love as well. Because the thing is, you need to be mixing with like-minded people. Whether it's online because you can't get out to groups, whether it's in groups, whether it's just people who want to better and improve yourself. Because that positivity is infectious. It infects you, just as people's negativity and those people that you were dealing with, that negativity will infect you as well, and sabotage your recovery and sabotage this journey to self-love, if you want to call it that. Positivity is infectious. Like-minded people are infectious. Share with them, mix with them as much as you can, whether it's in, I don't know, in health clubs, gyms, clubs, AA, NA, whatever your bag is. It doesn't really matter. Online groups. But that positivity is infectious. The third one, forgive yourself. This is quite a difficult one, because inevitably you will be feeling, particularly if you, as you probably have hurt those closest to you, you're going to be feeling guilt, and you're going to be feeling regret for those things that you've done in the past. You've got to learn that, obviously, and it's more easier said than done, I know, but you cannot change those things. You can't. What is done is done. There's only one way you're moving now, and that's forward. You're gaining momentum and you're moving forward. You've got to learn to forgive yourselves, and you've got to learn that the mistakes you've made has been part of your learning, part of your growth. You've got to accept that. And you've got to realise that you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And I like to say that I'm perfectly imperfect, which is, we all are perfectly imperfect. You'll never, ever achieve perfection. We've all made mistakes. Whether you've been a drunk, in addiction, or whatever your life is, you will have made mistakes and done things you'll regret. You can't dwell on those, otherwise it will sabotage you. That's that one. Number 4 is self-care. Now that doesn't mean lying in a bubble bath and relaxing. This takes 3 forms. And the first form of self-care is the physical self-care. Now that comes with diet. Look at my videos on diet, because it's truly, truly important. What you are, what you eat. Your diet is so important for your mood, your energy, your well-being, particularly early recovery and this first year, and onwards. Physical exercise, getting out in the sunlight, moving, breathing fresh air, moving your body because it's meant to move. This is self-care. This is all about looking after yourself. It's about, and also grooming, and simple things like making your bed and having a shower become part of that self-care as well, because you perhaps weren't doing them before when you were in addiction. Emotional well-being. Now this can take many forms. generally at the root of all addiction, as some of my videos, you want to look back at them on emotional well-being, but the root of most addiction is pain somewhere. Now, it could be that you can resolve that yourself and look after your emotional well-being yourself and nurture it. But it could be that you're going to have to deal with it by seeing a professional, someone, whether it's a counsellor, whether it's just someone like-minded, whatever it is. But you know, it could be that something you can't deal with yourself. Emotional well-being is very, very, very important, and learning to be kind to yourself and learning to let things go and learning to know that you can't control things. You've got to just let things happen. You know, you can't be in control all the time. And the third one is spiritual well-being, and that can take the form of being in a quiet place, learning to be alone, learning to meditate, to breathe. All important on this journey to what we're calling self-love. The next one is find a passion, find a purpose, because a purpose will follow a passion, you know, and find something that you love doing, whatever it is, whether it's working out at the gym, whether it's doing gardening, whether it's just being in the fresh air and being in nature, whether it's creating, whether it's writing, whether it's making videos like these, whatever it is, find a passion, because with that passion will come purpose, and with that purpose you'll start to know that because you are a valuable person, you are contributing, you do have a purpose, you have a meaning, and that's all really important when it comes to self-care and self-love. Number 6, stop comparing with others. Forget about what people think about you, because they don't think about you that often. But stop looking at pictures and on social media or wherever you're looking at them and comparing yourself with other people, or comparing yourself with your neighbours, with Joe Blogs, whoever it is, because you're not that person. You are unique. You are you. You don't have to aspire to look like someone or be like someone, or your body to look like someone else, or to own what other people own, or buy what other people buy. Don't compare with other people, because you are you. You are perfect as you, perfectly imperfect. That's you. So stop comparing. Don't look at other people, and don't worry about what people think about you, because it doesn't matter. You can't affect that. You can't control it. And finally, look at what you do have, not what you don't have. Gratitude. My video yesterday, which I'll link to this video, look at that. Start practicing gratitude. If all of us, through all our problems, everybody through all their problems in the middle of the room, you'd generally grab your own back. You know, realise that what you do have, that you have, you know, whatever you have, whether you have family or you don't have family, whether, do you have a roof over your head, do you have running water, do you have a bed to sleep in, clothes to wear? Just realise how lucky you are, and how lucky you are to be sober, to be still breathing, to have this second chance. And slowly but surely, you know, you'll begin again to fall in love with yourself. There's 2 things I want to leave you with at the end of this video. It's not an easy process. It's a long process. It was a year before I even began to feel like this, before I could look at myself again in a mirror and actually stare into my own eyes. Just think a couple of things. You're always with yourself, so you might as well enjoy the company. It's simple as that. And the other thing is, make peace with the mirror and watch your reflection change. Just think about those 2 things. You can't be lonely if you like the person you're alone with, or love the person you're alone with. I hope that's been of some use. Please subscribe. Please like the videos. Please share them with your friends if you think they'll help other people. Thank you for watching. Carpe Diem. Much love to you. See you soon. Bye-bye.